arrived in New York, immediately I moved to this village. This village was really very hot, by the time. So, I mean, like the beginning, Allen Ginsberg, William Burroughs, and Pelengeri, and Kerouac, and Gregory Corso, and all of them, they used to hang in this village. So I was hanging there also. It was most a group of friends, they had the same ideas. And I was aligned with my vision of, how 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 can we relate with people? How can we relate with society in this moment? You see, we start to organize with Juan Downey, with Jaime Barrio, with all those group, Manuel Quinto, the Colombian guy. We start to organize performance art in the street. We used to do a lot of stuff in the street of the downtown in the village against the war of Vietnam. And I say to them, listen, I have an idea to do something called the Foundation for the Totality, where we can really express ourselves in the way that we want to express ourselves. I mean, very free, because we believe, and I still believe in freedom, really. For me, freedom is really something very important. So they agreed with me, and we started to do. We did the Foundation for the Totality. I used to live with Juan Downey. We used to share an apartment. There was a bathtub in the middle, and the Foundation for the Totality. I did it there, reading poetry of Ginsberg and all those people, and everybody was there, and Warhol was there. Warhol did some photo. It was something absolutely free. Sometimes we found people in the street and we talked to them and we said, listen, do you want to do, we are going to do a performance in the corner. Do you want to be part of the performance? And they say, yes, of course. That was the 60s. I always say the 60 is la edad de oro. It will never happen again. Never. That kind of freedom, you see. I dress in black since I was very, very young, since 14 years old, something like that. So when I arrived to New York, I was walking in the street and every space and the galleries and museum with a black cape. So people start to look me very strange. But at that time, nobody dressed in black. Very few people dress in black. So that was like my way to a natural way to relate to people, and they start to relate to me too. And I remember that some people asked me why did I dress in black, and I said, well, because I love black. I think black is a beautiful color, and honestly, I don't like to get colors in my body. I feel a little bit weird, a little bit strange. So after that, every time that I was going to a gallery or whatever, I always write something like the prince, you know. And people start to realize the prince with a guy with a black cape. And then when I met Andy Warhol, that I started to work with Warhol at the factory, that I was going out with Andy and everybody, Ultraviolet, Viva, and Gerard Malanga, and all the group. People used to ask Warhol, who is that guy that is with that young boy with a very, very funny accent that is always with the group? And he said, oh, no, this is the prince. He's a prince. He's the prince. So they mixed the word prince and black, and this is it. Until then, till now, I am the black prince, and I have to be honest to you, I don't like it anymore. He's too rebel. He's more rebel than me, you see. So we fight a lot. But he's there. He's still there. Well, listen, when I was a little kid, I used to go to the Lake of Maracaibo, and it's always impressed me. You see, the Lake of Maracaibo was full of oil derricks and oil towers and whatever you call it. So I was very impressed, especially with the oil derrick that they move. For me, they were like birds, like birds that were moving, in the middle of the lake and the towers and everything. It's always impressed me, and I have inside myself, you see, I always have that image of the towers and the oil barrels. They were everywhere. It was thousands of oil barrels, piles. in different space. So in the 80s, when the director of the Alternative Museum asked me that he was going to do an exhibition based in totem and fetishes and stuff like that, and he said, "Do you would like to participate with us?" And I said, "Yes, of course." So I did my first oil tower with lamins of brass. I put it together like a mechano, you see. So that was my first big piece in relate to crude oil. And I say, for me, the crude oil, the tower, and all the symbology of crude oil is so strong, you see. People was only looking, you see, the way to make money with crude oil, especially the big corporation. But I always saw that it was a big mistake because crude oil is a aesthetical. It's a very interesting, but I believe it's very damaging. Yeah, psychological. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, and the way they use it is absolutely a big catastrophe. It's a disaster. But I believe, the damage of crude oil is still there, still there, and the people are still using crude oil or whatever. And it's going to be there for a long time. It's going to be there for a long time. For me, energy is everything. I mean, we are right now talking to each other because the energy is here. You see, the molecules, everything, and we have to use it. We have to learn how to use it. That's my point. I mean, we have to really learn. You see, we have to learn so much, and I want to make a point always, in a way, to people to say, well, okay, we are here, but we have to learn really how to be here. You see, in many different ways, and to how can we relate with this energy or the other energy. You see, the earth energy, etc., etc. That's what it is. Yeah.